Today's show is brought to you by State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt. Need a little good news in your life? Well, here's the deal. State Farm has new lower car insurance rates in Illinois, so you can now get the service and convenience of State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt at an even better price. That's right, State Farm can help you save more cash and get the good neighbor service you deserve. It's the real deal for car insurance. State Farm agent Ryan McDevitt is ready to help you save in Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. Call Ryan today at 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or visit his website, ryanismyagent.com. That's ryanismyagent.com. And make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this question. Why do we never appreciate what we have right now? Why do we always want the next big thing? Why can't we be happy with what we have and grateful? Bears fans, I know, believe me, Nagy and Pace should not be back. 8-8 should not be celebrated. But right now, there's a big question surrounding the organization. Nagy and Pace said at the press conference, we're going all in on next year. And everybody who spoke said we need more production out of the quarterback position. Everybody. And I told you before the press conference, Mitch would be the scapegoat, and he was. But here's the thing. Should the Bears be grateful with what they had in Mitch? Should the Bears be hotly pursuing Deshaun Watson? Is he worth it? Now, before you light me up, I will say this. Deshaun Watson is an amazing quarterback. He's talented. I'd love to have him on my team. Any team would be stupid not to take him. This is the problem, though. Matt Nagy is not a quarterback fixer. He's a quarterback breaker. He destroys quarterbacks. Tell me I'm wrong. He destroyed Mitch Trubisky. He did. And Mitch, to his credit, still did well this year. Despite, being benched, constant media criticism, coming back, winning, being undermined by everybody, having his receiver drop a game-changing touchdown pass against New Orleans, being blamed by everybody within the organization for their current position. He's been through a lot. And the best part is he still may want to come back. Who would you rather have next year? If the Bears don't get Watson, who do you want? Foles is already under contract. So if the Bears go with him, they'd be lying to everybody when they said we're going for it all next year. What are they supposed to do? Will Deshaun Watson mesh with Matt Nagy? Based on past experience, I don't know if that's going to happen. I had Mike North on the program, and he brought up a great point on Watson. He's already in a dysfunctional, horrible situation. He wants out of Houston. Why in the world would he come here? Why would he leave one dumpster fire for potentially another? The Bears aren't at Houston's level yet, but they very well could be by the end of next year. Signaling is a big key in the NFL, in everything. You've heard me talk about it a number of times on this show. What signal does it send when the head coach who took out Trubisky blames him for the season ending the way it is? What signal does it send when your number one wide receiver, Allen Robinson, definitely does not want to come back. What signal does it send when everybody, media, fans, call for Ted Phillips to be gone, call for Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace to be gone? It's a lame duck situation. Why would anybody from the outside want to come into that? Why would Deshaun Watson look at Chicago and say, you know what? I like what I see. I'm coming. Look, it's fun to go back and forth and to think, oh, maybe he'll come. Let's do a trade scenario. What could the Bears give up? It's fun to do that. And I'm fine with the Bears giving up 2-3 first-round picks to get Watson. I am totally okay with it. He's worth it. He is. But how do we know Watson has interest here? And if he doesn't, which is likely at this point, what will the Bears do at quarterback? Let's assume that they want to go all in. If they can't get Watson, who's their best choice? Definitely not a rookie, not a draft pick. No. Why groom a draft pick and hope for him to work out and be the next Mahomes when you have 1 year essentially? And you're under Matt Nagy. That won't work. No cap room to sign a free agent, with the exception of maybe Tyrod Taylor. And trading. You could trade for Carson Wentz. That's about it. This may displease a lot of people, but if the Bears can't get Watson, their number one choice is Mitch. It's deja vu all over again. If they don't get Watson, if they can't do a trade, it's going to be Mitch and Foles again. And say what you want, we all saw what Foles did. We all remember. You may try to forget it. You might have been a Foles supporter. You may not want him. But guess what? I remember. I remember Matt Nagy choosing to bench Mitch Trubisky as an undefeated quarterback. I remember Nick Foles driving the Bears season essentially into the ground. And Mitch Trubisky had to come in and save the team again. That's right. I remember the end of the year, too, when everyone said, it's the quarterback position. That's our problem. Way to own up to your mistakes. Whether you're a Mitch guy, whether you're a Foles guy, we can all agree the issue was not the quarterback position. That was not the predominant issue for the Bears in 2020. What it was inept coaching. Matt Nagy, that was the issue. Bad play calling, not committing to the run, making the quarterback switch, switching back, handing off play calling duties to Bill Lazor, then taking them back, and then splitting it. If there was no quarterback controversy, Matt Nagy would be the leading narrative all year for Chicago. Tell me I'm wrong. Coaches around the NFL are always scrutinized, but here in Chicago, Nagy really wasn't. No one dares to say he's a quarterback breaker or that he broke Mitch Trubisky. No one wants to say or call him out on the fact that he reversed his initial policy about play calling. Why? Why does no one want to bring it up? In other cities, with other teams, that's brought up all the time. But here, why not? So, to all of you wanting Deshaun Watson, claiming he'll be the answer if the Bears only get him, they're going 12-4. It's not that simple. Watson has been hurt. Watson this year, without a team, couldn't win. What do you know? The Bears will lose Allen Robinson. So Deshaun Watson's number one receiver, should he even come, would be Darnell Mooney. And then from there, who knows? Because Wims and Miller are gone. No, he'll be fine. And to make matters better, he'll be under Matt Nagy. It isn't a quarterback issue. Whomever comes into this system is most likely going to fail. It's set up for failure. It's set up for losing and mediocrity. That's what it is. It's a shame, but it's true. Name me one NFL quarterback, elite, non-elite, backup, whomever, who could come to the Bears right now and lead them to a 13-3 season. Just because of him. Not many. Maybe 4, 5, maybe. He'd have no receivers. He'd have a good running back who wouldn't be used. And he'd have a coach who would constantly try to undermine him. That, to me, doesn't sound like a winning formula. Sounds like 5-11, 4-12. I'd be the first person to be excited if Watson came. Don't get me wrong. I'd be excited if the Bears moved around cap room and somehow they got Phillip Rivers. Who knows? Those two things are very unlikely to happen. And if they do, remember, who's on the team, who's calling the plays, what's their situation? Look at what happened in Houston. They trade away Deshaun Watson's number one target. He's playing with wide receivers who have been beat up all year. 2 different running backs who both can't carry the ball more than 4 yards. Oh yeah, and a new head coach mid-season. And they went 4-12. Tell me how things would be 10 times different if he came to Chicago. Who knows? If Nagy starts off bad next year, he might get fired. He could be in the exact same situation he was in Houston if he comes here. How is that an improvement? How is that enticing for Watson? This guy's young. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He wants to be on a good team. The Bears do not scream that right now. That's why Watson, any other quarterback who's out there, it's going to be very tough to convince them this is where you have to be. That's why if Mitch somehow says, I'll come back, scoop him up and take him. What's the worst that could happen? Let him compete with Foles. Let him compete with someone else. Have a 3-man competition. Who cares? The star quarterbacks that you are perpetuating would come here, probably wouldn't. That's the problem. It's a dire situation. It's a shame. Remember this too, though. Even if the Bears do get Deshaun Watson, that doesn't automatically mean they're going to be a playoff team. Watson had great numbers this year. Couldn't win, though. You know why he couldn't win? Nobody around him. Absolutely nobody. Look at the Bears today. Is there anybody who would be around Deshaun Watson to impact the game? Don't say the defense. The defense didn't this year. They went 8-8. The defense has regressed. Guys are getting older. So what would help Watson win? No Allen Robinson, no receivers. Back to the Stone Ages of play calling with Matt Nagy. Watson may go the same as Mitch, 8-8, 9-7, maybe. Just remember all this stuff. Don't hop on the Watson bandwagon, go right through, and believe everything that people are telling you. Remember the confounding factors that surround this team. As much as I'd like to say, if only they had a different quarterback, they'd be good, it's not true. No matter who the quarterback is right now, whether it's Mitch, Foles, Watson, whomever, it's not guaranteed that the Bears just win. They have so many other positions and needs that have to be addressed, including the coaching position, head coach. And they chose to retain Nagy. Fine. We've seen Nagy now for 3 years. Even with a different quarterback, I'm skeptical. What makes me skeptical is the fact that he did not conform to Mitch. He did not conform at all. Could he change with a different quarterback? Maybe. I wouldn't count on it. We saw what happened. Other coaches in the NFL, good coaches, conform to their quarterback. It's a star-driven league now. Quarterbacks are king. So to see Nagy not do it, that raises some concern. I'm just saying. You could be excited for Watson. I am. If he came here, that'd be amazing. I'd be all over it. I'll make a video about it. I'll be on the radio talking about it. But remember, it's not only the quarterback. And the quarterback, in fact, plays a very small role in how the team will do next year. Tom Brady could come to Chicago, and I don't know if he'd win 11 or 12 games. Not with Nagy, not with the weapons around him. Tom Brady down in Tampa right now has 3 great targets to throw to all the time. 2 great running backs, a decent defense. They're winning. Here in Chicago, you'd have one okay wide receiver in Mooney, who just had a good rookie year. No one else. A running back who was never used, a defense getting older, and a coach who undermined it. It's not all about the quarterback. And this situation, I'm sure, will take many twists and turns. Rumors will be heard and spread, and we'll hear all about it. But just remember, just be level-headed. Understand, it doesn't matter who's behind center. It goes much, much deeper than that. And for the Bears' case, unless they address serious needs around them, not just the quarterback, they're never going to be a good team again. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Mike North comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You must be 21 plus. You must be an Illinois resident, and you could bet $250 free on any game you want. NFL playoffs, NBA, college basketball, it's all going on. This is, without question, the best chance you have to put down some money and make a whole lot more back. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.